welcome back to War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition. This is Friedrich with the Allies, pushing forward with our counter offensives here in September 7, 1943. We got another torpedo into the, what is that, Kinai Maru, and should sink over here west of Luzon. I'm not sure if I hear it sinking or not. But in any case, we do take a hit here with this Dutch sub K9. I always like a good free torpedo hit, but free sinking. Yeah, there's that cargo ship. All right, the Kingfish attacking on the surface, doing a bit better than the O-21 in prior combat. Now, this is a light cargo ship, so we're just going for the deck gun action. Although that doesn't mean we won't whip out a torpedo if we feel like it. I've seen that happen. But for now, we're just machine gunning it. Also 5-inch gun, critical damage. Okay. 20 millimeter. 3-inch. Is that, do we have both 3-inch and 5-inch? I thought I saw 5-inch earlier. Now I'm seeing 3. Maybe I just was seeing it wrong when it was all along 3. No, 5-inch. So apparently this sub has 2 main deck guns and multiple anti-aircraft machine guns. 20 millimeter, 40 millimeter, and 50 caliber. And we're not even wasting any torpedoes. Ooh, destroyed this 12 centimeter. Because that thing would be deadly to us if they got to fire it off and hit us. So this is a good result so far. Alright, I'm going to skip through this. This is pretty cool though. Let's see if we do any, no torpedoes, just machine gun and deck gun. And it sinks, so yeah, don't waste the torpedoes if you can help it, right? Okay, we're gonna try to take this base here. It's not quite a dot base, but he also isn't garrisoning it, so we'll take it. Nice. A cruiser mine layer. We'll take it. And I'm going to start patrolling Japanese coast more and more and more as we get closer to 44 and further into 44. Apparently we do take a couple hits though. 3 torpedo hits, wow. But these guys do have some ASW assets to them. Alright, he's spotting us doing some things up here, but he might not have a clue. Well, he might not react to what we're about to do. I don't know. I'm very wary because I've taken so much attrition out here in the Bay of Bengal, and Sea. It's ridiculous. I know I'm getting a lot of criticisms from the chat, which is fine. The what's it called? The comment section. That's totally fine. The commander in this situation has dropped the ball in many cases. Now we've had execution issues as well, but I can't entirely blame it on that. And still, then I need to overcome the execution misses. So we'll just adjust and continue to push forward and hope our adjustments account for something. Okay, so it's bad storms. It may be that these are not that great, these raids. However, we're still gonna do it. I like disabling devices, seeing if we can. Okay, we're hitting the. We're taking damage. I should check the altitude here. If it's, yeah, it's 10. I should do 13. I don't like getting beat up for no reason. And we don't even deal any damage. Just a reminder, we still got some B-24s up there. A lot of cancellations and failing to link up, although that may just be coordination issues. They may still fly and bomb, but just possibly not be as coordinated. But we'll carry on and see how we do. You know, I accidentally forgot those vengeances. And they're running into thunderstorm, so they're not dealing quite as much damage as I would have liked. That's okay, I also didn't expect them to go. More oil hits, 21. I think this is going to be out of action now, but who knows, because I thought we were a few bombing runs ago. Well, we're still hitting these ground troops. See if we can finish them off. It is heavy rain though, so that's not going to be quite as good results. Oh, look at that! Total of 16 devices destroyed there. Now we're flying it low with our attack aircraft. Oh, a deliberate attack here. 1-to-1. Let's see how we do. Not great. Ooh. Alright, it's going to take more than that to knock us out of here, and he's got a lot of disabled devices, which means a lot of work getting him back up to par. Okay. A few expansions for some of our bases, most of which looks like they're backwater bases, but that's okay. A few points, throw them in the bank. So I was looking at, I just wanted to show you guys a few things. I was looking at the ships that sank today or yesterday, the 7th, and of course we saw this take 3 torpedo hits, very likely sink. We heard it, and then this cargo ship take so many shell hits it sank. And I noticed this report. Captain of the Kingfish decides not to launch torpedoes. So literally sank a ship and didn't waste. Well, it looks like he missed one light cargo and sank the other. He could have, unless this was a daytime. Anyway, but what I was going to say is it's interesting how both of these sank on the same hex uh, and by the same sub. So very cool and good to see that the Kingfish captain appears to be pretty savvy and aggressive. Um, I just want to point out a couple things. We got our first patrol frigate. I never even heard of these, but it's a very strong anti-sub with 11. It's got some radar to hopefully catch subs before they do much. And then we've got pretty decent depth charge racks. And then even a hedgehog, so that's cool. And not bad anti-air or and even guns. So that's going to be really nice to get it into action. Plus, it has high endurance. It can go has a long reach. Not great speed, but this will be really good to escort either bombardment groups or transports, you know, with precious cargo aboard. Yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing I want to look at is the tonnage, 1500. So that's basically the size of a destroyer. So that's kind of cool. All right, other than that, just so you can see, we lost 7 aircraft, he lost 6. And just mostly ops. I'll let you look here real quick. You lost some, mostly Sally's, and then we lost a few things here, one of each, as well as, of course, 3 transport aircraft, which is concerning. But 2 wounded and 2 killed pilots, not ideal. And then I showed you this. Well, no, we talked about this, but here are the 2 sinkings, a 5-point, and this is where the anti-sub action happened with its sister ship. And then here's that small cargo ship carrying some things. It's still worth sinking, so we'll take it. All right. See you in a minute. All right, we're back on September 8th, 1943. Yeah, so we took that base. I've got some engineers earmarked to go over there and start building it up. You know, we can get it up to size 8 airfields, so that'll be great. He's got patrol boats trying to push us away from his islands, but we're holding firm and sink one. Both torpedoes hit. Not pleased with that result. Okay, so what is going on here? Oh, I remember. I've got all kinds of chaos going here. He may sink some of our landing ships. Depends on what he's thinking. I have no idea what's going to happen this next turn. It's going to be crazy. I know that much. Alright, he's got his Kates back up in the air, bombing us. Nels. Glad we have the anti-aircraft up there, but it just seems like it's not well, I'm greedy, you know? I want to see some more destroyed aircraft. I have a thought. I might look at what I can do in China with my fighters. Clear skies, we're just not getting very good hits there. This however is heavy rain. Alright, we're flying our B-25Gs real low. Wow, see this is what you want with these attack bombers, strafing and bombing, getting some good numbers here. All right. So we're in the afternoon. Sorry about that. But we're just doing our spotting around the map anyway. Nothing important. Okay, so he knows we're there, but he's bombing our ground troops. That might mean that he's planning to, you know, come back next time. Okay, you see this? This tells me it's one mine. So basically 23 mines dropped here. I don't know if that's true, but that's pretty nice. And then I'm hoping to sink some of these ships that are sitting there in the bay. I don't know if he gets that notification that we just had there. I'm guessing he does, so he probably knows we're dropping mines there. Nice. Something that's carrying troops. Okay. Okay, deliberate attack here. 1 to 4. Oh, supply. Interesting. Supply is an issue. Let's take a look. So we didn't do very much damage to him. Well, no, we did a lot of damage, just not a lot destroyed. Whoa, okay. 1 to 4. I guess that doesn't matter when you're fighting with low-grade weaponry. Okay. take a look at what we got on the board when this is over, set up and over. Let's see. Okay. Any good reinforcements? Maybe. Okay, minesweeper tanker, cargo ship. I think that's just moving aircraft around. Okay, let's take a look at our ops report real quick. Salajar has been occupied. Maybe Salayar if it's Salaya if it's um, Dutch. I don't know. Not that I know Dutch, right? But anyway, okay, this is where it starts getting interesting. The Oklahoma is finally ready. Been hit very hard on Pearl Harbor, but 2 years later, we're ready to go. I think it's also been upgraded, whatever, but in any case, let's see. So it looks like he's upgrading things. We're expanding, I should say, maybe. Um, yeah, I got some promotions. Let's just skip down to the bottom. We got some SBD5s. Okay, the one that, I think I manually did that, but anyway. What is this? Man, okay. I don't like this, right? Because I don't know what just upgraded. And I'm frustrated because I want to save these B-24Js to upgrade the B-17Fs. So if this was a B-24, if this was anything else upgrading. Oh, no. No, I think I know what this is. This is a future air group. Let's see. All right. Sorry, just looking at some of these things. So we have a couple of small, very cheap or low point ships sink here. But I'm going to take a look at this 43rd Bomber Bombardment Group, I suppose that is. Nope, must be on the board. Huh. Well, man, that's frustrating. Unless, well, I mean, I won't complain if it's B-17. Okay. So, yeah, I must have accidentally, yeah. So I had flipped this to upgrade, but then I forgot to flip it back off because I wanted to, we only had 11 in the pool, and I didn't want to trigger this upgrade with only 11. I wanted to get all 12. And it looks like it upgraded with all 12. So that's nice. We're just going to stand down for the moment, let those build up. And also, maybe we can, I'm not even going to pull these aircraft from the pool at this time because we're building about roughly 2 per day. So in just 6 days, we'll be able to upgrade something else. And by then, it'll take that long just to get more B-17, these B-17Fs that we draw from the pool. It'll take them at least 6 days just to get usable. So we're just gonna we're just gonna do our thing, keep upgrading until all four are upgraded, and continue to push on. Okay, that said, what am I wanting to do? Yeah. So we lost 6 ops losses. He lost 3. So, but we do have over twice the number of sorties. Although if we turned off all the Soviets, we wouldn't have this many. Probably be about 6,000, give or take. In any case, I'm surprised they use training missions. They list training missions in the sorties, but let's take a look. Today, Dina, Sally, and Kate. And we lost 5 transport aircraft. That is ridiculous. That's the most yet. That's crazy. Well, pushing on. I am actually surprised. I thought this was going to be smaller uh, points than this. So that's kind of cool. We'll take the 10 points. And then this light cargo was carrying troops. Some guns at least. Lost a gun on that. Actually, let's also pilots. No pilots lost. So even though we lost 5 C-47s, we lost none of the pilots. Nice. Okay. Okay. What am I? Okay. So let's look around the map here. Why don't we take a look here? Okay. I was thinking about what I'm gonna do here, and I believe I'm going to invade, I think, Jalouit first. I am prepping an invasion of Wotcha right now. Majuro will be probably the 4th one we do. So Jalouit, then Roy Namur, then Wotcha, and then Majuro. And then the dot bases will just be, grab when we feel like it. Ponape will be number 5. Um, and I still want to take it, but there's no rush. But anyway, back to this. Jalouit will probably do within a week or give or take. Maybe sooner. I don't know for sure. All right. Bringing in some base forces here, which should include some engineers as well. I want to get this base operational. It's just taking so long to get this air base back to operational status. And then the port damage 100, so there's no point in using transport missions. Although I believe this one is. And it looks, oh, well, it was using an APA, that may help. But we're fully unloaded with the 58th Aviation Group, which can have up to 90 aviation support. Okay, well, I am getting ships into position. I was way out of position, but I think within a week, probably 5 days, 4 or 5 days, we'll be assaulting, so at least moving up there. Our carrier CVEs, our escort carriers, when they arrive here to refuel, and then, yeah, when they arrive here, so basically next turn, we're going to start loading up and then head out. And then we're still chasing these guys down. You can see here the artillery is actually moving at a decent clip. The tanks are slower for some crazy enough. And I know you see distance traveled 28, for example, there, but this artillery is I actually sent it over a day later. Um, all right. Well, we already have fighters here. Actually, 74 out of the 75 support. Sorry. Yeah, 74 out of the 75 available support is used up. But we've got decent fighters positioned here to hold them off. And then we've got the Beaufort 8s flying ASW patrol. I kind of want to switch this to, say, for example, 20 ASW and naval attack um, with, yeah. Now they're not carrying torpedoes. That's probably why I haven't done, it's probably why I actually wasn't doing that. But if I do, naval bomb is not terrible. Low naval is better. So maybe what we'll do is for now we'll do 1,000. We're carrying bombs. Um, I think it's 4 500-pound bombs, but it might just be 2 in place of the bombs. In fact, let's do this. Will it show us? No. But I'm going to switch this to torpedoes because when we do have torpedoes, I would like to take advantage. Speaking of, I have a lot of assets coming to Kandari, which should include HQA. So, which Air HQ is what I'm trying to say. And so we should be able to um, take advantage of the torpedoes on this. And you can see here, I'm going to dock and load the troops. Verify. And we'll just go back to Darwin for now. Oh, no, you know what? I don't want to do that. Let's take Kalaka. Um, I'm going to recon that, and hopefully nothing's there. If they are, I'm gonna reject. I'm gonna basically undo that, or tell it don't. I mean, tell it okay. After all, just go. Forget my orders. Go. How far away is that? 10. I'm gonna stand down for now. I'm gonna look at. Can we get these guys up there? Yeah. Okay. Not this one, because there's only one aircraft there. We will use this one with drop tanks. I like to rest 50%, so we'll just have one guy fly over and check it out. Because if nothing's here, I would love to capture this and maybe isolate these guys and capture them instead of chasing them around even more. But yeah, it'll be another half week or so to get into this hex and destroy these guys. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just all sorts of crazy stuff. I don't know where his ships are, but we've got subs patrolling here. I do have air assets, lots of fighters. He hasn't seen me out here. We're just gonna go, we're going all in. Make sure we're set to unload. I don't want to waste these trips. Do not unload, unload. Unload. So we've got 3 task forces coming in at once to unload, and we need all the supplies we can get. And so hopefully we get pardon me, we get these things filled out. And then this guy is linking into Rangoon under the without being snooped, so that's good. He knows our cruisers are here, which may lead him to take advantage and come here. But I do have another um, almost said carrier, cruiser task group coming That should help if he comes here to bombard. This should give us some anti-aircraft value, not a lot, unfortunately, because the British ships aren't as focused on that. But we do have fighters. Some of these are shorter range than others, 3, and without drop tanks. And some of these are further distance. And so I had them escorting this task force here. We have some P-38Hs that I have doing some cap and some rest. And let's see. There should be another fighter here. Yeah. All right. So the only thing I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet is send these guys to cover at 100% or only keep it at 60-40. Because if you do 100, you're wearing out your aircraft and your crew, and that's not good for anyone. Now, these air units may be able to do it a bit better. I'm going to reverse this. That's risky. Let's do 40, 60, and okay. I think what I need to do is turn this to 0. Because if you do 3, then these guys that are on cap 40 are going to still be flying out into space and burning their energy. All right, now we've got 3 more groups. What I'll do is I'll keep them watching out for this task force, and I'll just leave it at that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's reverse that. Let me look again here. 40, 60, yeah, that's okay. That's not going to give us a lot of air cover. But it's not a lot anyway. Even if I do 100, it seems like it's just still not very much. Long range cap is just not the ideal way to get cap over there. So I'm going to do the same thing here. 40, 60, and cover Port Blair. Hopefully we don't get too worn out. And then we've got our P-38s. I'll keep them on covering the task force as well. We have some fighters covering Port Blair itself, and then we've got fighters covering the shipping. Okay, that's what we're committing to. We brought this guy over here to refuel this task group so that now we can get into Darwin without any problems. And then this will head back, unload, and what I might do is say unload at Darwin and then come back to Townsville because we can pick up more. And we have 16,000 fuel. We've got more fuel coming. Not sure where it is yet. Is this it? Yep. So we've got 29,000 fuel coming, and this has been set up to continual supply. Um, so from Townsville. And I also have a continual supply one from San Francisco. All right. Well, that's all that. I already showed you this area here. Basically, I'm trying to unload the rest of these troops, which will include support because we're lacking support here big time, and as a result, I think we're having trouble recovering these guys. I don't like that at all. I don't know how all this stuff works, but I seem to have remember reading something about um, support being important for recovering damaged stuff. So there's that. We have arrived across the river here with our tanks. I am going to keep moving along the road at best speed. Now that we're across the river, we're not going to be doing any shock attacks. He probably will not push on us either. So I think we're in okay shape. I'm going to have to leave something here, but it'll take him forever to march up here. By then, we'll swing around behind him. But yeah, I changed the Chindits. They were coming around, wrapping around, but that wasn't gonna work. Now I could, when I get here or here, I could try to sneak in the back door into Indochina. Um, or across this way. But he's got a lot of stuff here. So I wouldn't get very far. Just looking here, 23,000 troops. I could I could cross here, but that would be a shock attack, and he's probably dug in very well there. Um, I don't know. But anyway, more to come across this river. Uh, so they're more than halfway, so that's good. Okay, yeah. So this operation is in full force. We're trying to beat up Bangkok, trying to put that whole city out of commission, more or less. Um, we already depleted some of it, so we're just gonna work on it until it's worth zero. And one thing I'm thinking, Changsha is really rough, but look at this. The runway damage is actually not bad. We've got supply in here, and it's starting to pick up. Now it's got a long ways to go, but I think I could bring some fighters here. What if I brought like because they'll do a lot better flying cap here than long range cap. So what if I bring a bunch like bring some of these let's look here. What if I bring say these 5 squadrons that are all pretty well experienced, veterans and just cap this and that's 60 fighters just tearing up any bombers that come in. That might be really strong. So that's what we're gonna do because if I can keep him from damaging this more, I can rebuild it to 0 damage and you know have a clean operation going here. Also, he'll stop hitting our supplies if he's not bombing our airbase. If we're damaging him enough, he won't if we're keeping him away, then he's not damaging the supply or the base or the supply. The rest of this is precarious at best. He's starting to push us back in this. He's got a strong push here, but like I said, I might pull some Chinese guys from this theater shortly. If we have hopefully we have an epic battle here. that I can use my Chinese troops in, and then I'll pull back up to this area. Uh, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Um, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna wrap it up here, I think. Feel free to leave comments and questions and concerns. I know a lot of people may be very stressed about what's going on here. I am as well. This is my Bermuda Triangle. So we'll see how it goes. See you guys next time.